Good morning. Thank you for joining us this somewhat wet Sunday morning. Whether you're visiting South Church for the first time or returning after an absence, attend as often as possible, or are viewing services online, know that you are welcome here. My name is Bret Newbury. I am one of a team of worship associates that have the honor of welcoming you here today and of serving South Church, along with our settled minister, Reverend Ellen Quadgrass, and Director of Lifespan Ministry, Kirsten Hunter, and all of the wonderful behind-the-scenes and office staff that make worship services possible. Today, I have the honor of working with our guest, Jim Scott, to bring you today's services. Jim is a composer and musician who has toured the country playing at over 700 UU churches and has written songs for our hymnal. He helped create the Green Sanctuary program and worked to assemble the Earth and Spirit Songbook. Jim has a long record as an activist for peace in the earth, using his music to spread his message. After services, you are invited to visit with Jim during coffee hour, where he will have a table set up with his CDs and books available. I would like to take a moment now to acknowledge this space and the spirits of those that have come before. This land that was once of the Abenaki and Pennacook nations has come under our care, but was not ceded by the traditional residents, who, like so many Native people in this country, are still searching for true justice and self-determination. May we make room for this truth to live in our hearts and minds, ask meaningful questions, and imagine ways to take positive action on our collective UU values towards restorative justice. After the Time for All Ages today, the children are invited to take part in our amazing religious education offerings downstairs. The music is graciously offered today by Jim Scott, Johnny Pfeiffer, Susan Adams, guest bassist Nick Fenoff, and the South Church Choir. Assisted listening devices and large print hymnals are available in the back of the sanctuary. Please ask an usher if you need assistance. We do kindly ask that you silence your personal electronic devices during the service. And now it is time for some announcements.
Good morning. Hello, all. Just a few announcements for you. Oh, and I have company because I was feeling shy. Thank you, Meals, for keeping me company. Just a few things to pay attention to. You should read every announcement in your order of service because they're here for you. But in particular, we have a Journey to Membership course that's starting on the 17th, next Sunday. If you are newish or have been here a long time but have some commitment issues and you're feeling ready to join the church, this is an opportunity you may want to take advantage of. There's also several other things happening this week: men's breakfast, a book discussion on the 13th, and in addition to that, the following week, on Saturday the 23rd, there is a movie night where we all get to put on pink and come watch the Barbie movie together. So read all your announcements. Thank you for being here. And we have a testimonial this morning from a member of our shared ministry associates. It is that time of year as well. For those of you who are looking to give your time, heart, and talent to any of the 5 areas of ministry here at South Church: social justice, pastoral care, fellowship, worship, and learning associates, Jan is here this morning to talk to you a little bit about fellowship.
Good morning. I'm Jan Marston, and I'm here to tell you why I enjoy being a fellowship associate. I joined the Fellowship Associates 3 years ago to take a co-leader role in the kitchen for social hour. Not only do I still enjoy working in the kitchen, and I bet you would too, but I have been privileged to be part of a group that welcomes all, takes new members on a journey, and has some fun on the way. The role of greeters falls under the Fellowship Associates. I remember my first time here 6 years ago, not only being welcomed warmly by the greeters, but also an FA who convinced me to go to social hour as he introduced me to people. Within a few weeks, I had the confidence to walk into the shawl ministry and then started volunteering in the kitchen. As an FA, I now have the personal commitment to introduce myself to people who I haven't met before. The Fellowship Associates facilitate the Journey to Membership class, which I took a few years ago. The class gave me an opportunity to learn more about South Church and Unitarian Universalism and gave me the groundwork I wanted to become a member. The FAs are currently planning a new member luncheon next month for all new members over the last few years. What a great way to say welcome. Circle suppers are planned by the Fellowship Associates. Church members volunteer their home to host a meal, and attendees bring food and drinks to share. There is no agenda. You just get to eat with folks and share stories and laughter. The aspect of Fellowship Associates that I enjoy the most is to provide a space for engagement, fun, and laughter. As UUs, we tackle heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, and mind-blowing issues, and I am a firm believer that in order to work together, you should have the opportunity to enjoy each other's company. I like planning events, such as the Barbie movie watch party on March 23rd, that embody our faith and values while still having some fun. The holiday market drew excitement from children as we celebrated the holidays with them. And of course, the social hour that gives community space to everyone after services to mingle, discuss the sermon, and catch up with friends. What I hold as a Fellowship Associate is the hope that while we celebrate community, we can enjoy each other with a smile. And if you have any questions about being an FA Associate or Fellowship Associate, I will be at the shared ministry table down at social hour if you have any questions. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Scott. Lovely to be back with you here. I collect you churches. It's been some years since I've been here. Lovely to be back. You can help. I've been singing this song for many years, ever since I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. I got to sing this song. I didn't write it. A great Brazilian composer, Ivan Lins, wrote the melody, and he let us collectively put new English words to this. And I got to sing it. You can help in 2 languages. In a circle of friends. This means friends when you put your fingers together. In a circle, this means circle of sound. Try that much. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices, V for voices, if you can spell, voices will blend when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is the melody we need. There is a certain harmony. Even even a rhythm in the trees, in the song that we've always known. As every road comes to an so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sounds, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. The intro. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Here is the path beyond the forest. Here is the song I always knew. I remember it just around the bend. In the music, the village never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Let's do that again. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Thank you. I believe you can do that. I visit churches where we pass laws about that. But I know if you do it faster, it sounds like there's more people. Thank you. We light a chalice with a flame at the commencement of our spiritual gatherings. That'll be about 150, if we can take that out. We light a chalice at our spiritual gatherings, at sometimes our business meetings, camps and conference centers. Wherever you find UUs, you'll probably find a chalice or several. Bret will handle the sacred matches while I talk. We call it a symbol of our free faith, our free search for faith, our free lack of faith, as some have put it. And it is symbolic of a great many things. On another Sunday, I can promise you it'll have an entirely different connotation. But for me today, it means the earth is a vessel sailing on with a fire in its heart. The inside of the earth, someone told me, I believe it was on NPR, is virtually as hot as the sun. Now, if it's that hot on the inside, where are the flames on the outside? On this cooling earth, we are that energy force of earth, burning, oxidizing, green and blue and white when you see us from out in space, down here on the ground, fashioning from the earth this whole spectrum of color, providing this mysterious and mystical balance of peace and health and justice that we might call spirit. And I like this word spirit, as you'll see. Wasn't that a good segue? I have found this is my entree to Unitarian Universalist churches everywhere. In the UK hymn book, this song has also been included, and I'm honored. I wrote it in a desperate attempt to get something into the hymn book back in 1991. I have found that I am now number 347. At the General Assembly or someone goes, oh, there's Jim Scott. Oh, Florence, this is number 347. So it's number 347 in the gray book. And I like to start halfway through and sing you the chorus sort of for an introduction. So may we stand as willing and able. And I'll sing you the chorus for starters. Oh, yes, we can have reinforcements here. Thank you. So I'll start with the chorus. That'll just be me and the people who weren't paying attention. And then we'll all start. Gather in peace. Gather in thanks. I was kidding. You can sing. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather to celebrate once again. Join us at the beginning. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring. chorus of life, resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy, sympathy now and then, gather in hope, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. We are gathered again in that dangerous bastion, the church that threatens family values. I'm new here. Apparently we do something else. I thought I was going to come right out of that song and say these words here. I'll save that. Oh, he's fired now. Okay.
So please stand once again as you are able. And join me in reciting the mission statement printed in your order of service. At South Church, we nurture spiritual growth through worship, learning, and community. We celebrate the worth and dignity of all people and inspire one another to act on our faith in the larger community.
Do I get to say that now?
Nope, my opening words come next. I like puzzle boxes. There's something fun about figuring out how to slide one part a little here and rotate another there, and after a few more manipulations, voila, you reveal the secrets within. Sometimes I think of puzzle boxes I would like to make if I had the requisite woodworking skills. Complex structures of interdependent parts that all have to come together in just the right way to accomplish the goal. Other times, when I think of the vast interconnectedness of life on our planet, I realize that it is all like one of those puzzle boxes. The way ecosystems fit together and rely on one another to do their part to allow another part of the system to do its part. It's like the most complex puzzle box ever devised. With that complexity comes fragility, as the tolerances for how it all works together become more and more slim. And for some reason, there are those in this world that want to force the pieces to move in ways they should not, in ways that could cause them to break and ruin the whole thing. Sure, you can sometimes patch the damage, glue it back together, but it is never the same as the original. Likewise, geoengineering, things like engineered cloud cover and artificial carbon absorption may make the puzzle box called Earth work again, but it will not be the same. There will be rough spots and weak points that are prone to failure. The key, as with any puzzle box, is to be gentle and look for how to work within the existing patterns. In the spirit of working with patterns comes music. Music is artistic, it is mathematic, it is patterns. It is another puzzle box of harmonies, melodies, rhythms, and words that work together to create images and feelings. And if you listen, the earth, nature, the environment, they all play music. The buzz of a bee, the creak of an old tree in the wind, the call of an animal. But as we stand nearly a quarter of the way into the 21st century, the song the earth sings includes discordant notes, parts that are being forced where they don't belong, as the environment sings out for help to restore those complex interdependent pieces that make it function as a whole. Let us all join in the song to help bring it back in tune.
Hello. Yes. Well, that would sound like it's time for a song. I think I will just make an executive decision and not read you that thing that I was going to read before. Because you don't know what you've missed. I think I'll try it after this, but I wrote this song with a bunch of kids. I like to put in a kid's song in a program, even when I don't see a lot of kids in front of me, and I see a few. I think sometimes you might be used to coming up front, but I think it'll be fine if you stay where you are with your big people today, because kids learn faster. I know, so maybe we can get some big people to sing this song with us. Anybody in second grade out there? Is there any second grade? Yay! They're pretty smart in second grade, I found out. We wrote this song together. Get a big piece of paper and a magic marker and brainstorm up all that we know. They told me, we know what we want to write a song about, the rainforest, and they knew all about it. Told me about the animals. We got a lot of animals in the song. And they told me about the 4 levels of the rainforest, which was news to me. I never heard that, but I thought it should go in the song. So they're in the song. They go by fast, and then we see how they all go together. On the ground level, turtles and leopards and snakes live in the shelter the understory makes. The ground is so soft and the air is so clear, with 300 inches of rain every year. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Does that sound like a participatory chorus to you? With 4 notes. Oh, let the rain, you can sing it. Feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And down in the ground, the worms and the ants nurture the roots of the flowering plants. And up in the canopy, life is a breeze. Orangutans swing from the limbs of the trees. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Not yet. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Now, while some of us sing that part, we need some others of us to sing another part, which I was thinking I would introduce first, but they're already singing it. It goes, rain come down, la la la. Rain come down, if you got a higher voice. Rain come down, rain come down. Oh, let the feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And the third verse is high up above, where the toucans fly. They're birds. Emergent treetops reach into the sky. There's more kinds of plants than anyone knows. Look out, there's a sloth hanging by her 3 toes. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down, sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And about this point, rain come. I like to put in the pop quiz. What were those 4 levels of the rainforest? This is the way I remember it. My musical memory device. There's the understory, the understory. If you got a low voice, be the understory, understory. And the ground level, you can be the ground level, the understory or the ground level, the ground level. Canopy, ground level, canopy, find your level. Canopy, the under, canopy, the emergent. emergent. Oh, there's the ground level and the understory and the emergent. Emergent. Oh, there's the ground level and the under the chorus. Oh, let the rain come down, feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Rain come down, rain come down, rain come down, rain come down. Well, what that shows me is all this stuff going on all around us, up in the air and down in the ground and down in the water. All around us are all these things that are working together to keep us going. Maybe not specifically to keep us going, but they help us keep us going. So kids are going to go off and do something more interesting now, and we will sing you out with one more chorus. Thank you for being here. If you'd follow your leaders out, and we'll head downstairs. Well-behaved, mature kids are welcome to stay, of course, for the whole service. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Rain come down, rain come down, rain come down, rain come down. We are gathered again in that dangerous bastion, the church that threatens family values, the church that wants to undermine the authority of the Father, the church that has forgotten the Creator in the pagan worshiping of the creation, the church that those right-wing radio ministries have warned us about. This church of bleeding heart liberalism, some thinly veiled front for leftist politics, of homosexual propaganda. I like it here. The church that assures you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. And the church that often leaves the first few pews open for the diversity we're sure is going to show up. We're open to it. The church of practicing witches whose very assertion they don't believe in any devil confirms they must be accomplishing some of his work. And the church that sings carefully, not sure if there are any words we can totally subscribe to and not be questioning ourselves tomorrow or in the next worship committee meeting. The church that is not sure if there is, in fact, anything that we can celebrate with that passion and abandon those other churches hold for Jesus, the Savior, Son of God the Father. Although something lurks in us, we might be missing out on some of their fun. It is that search for ecstasy, enlightenment, and other things, including free coffee, which is often the only thing whose origins we don't question that brings us together. This is my church, and I'm a zealot. This is the church that says to everyone, you're not only welcome, but we need you and your creative input in our continuing, dynamic, and evolving culture. Diversity is a strength, a survival mechanism we believe in. We face the challenge of weighing new and ancient wisdom in our search for guidance in this life, as well as the continuing creation of our own mythology. It's not an easy job. So we come together in meetings like this to offer each other ourselves for sustenance.
It is now time for the offering. Time for us to help support all the good work and programs of this church. Donations may be made in person, online, by mailing a check to the 73 Court Street offices, using the Vanco app, or by scanning the QR code found in your order of services. During the month of March, our collection will be shared with the Joan G. Lovering Health Center in Greenland, New Hampshire. The Lovering Health Center welcomes people of all genders, ages, and sexual orientations in a supportive environment. It is their passion to honor, respect, and advocate for the right of everyone to maintain freedom and choices regarding their own sexual and reproductive health. Please give as you are able. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Peace is a rolling sea, so full of mystery. I feel its harmony in ebb and crest. Peace is a work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start and final rest. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a beacon bright that brings us inner sight, a radiating light, conquering fear. Peace is the wild bird's call, the painted leaves in fall. Peace is the health of all. I feel it here. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a field of grain, 'neath sun and gentle rain, in nature's glad refrain of love begun. All beings' songs are sung as bells together rung. Peace speaks in every tongue. All songs are one. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody.
would like to share the following prayer of co-creation from Reverend Lynn Cox. Creative Spirit, source of life and love, we give thanks for the beauty of this day and for the company of those assembled here. Thank you for the breezes of change, clearing our heads and bringing fresh ideas. May they cleanse our minds of the oppressions and isms that divide us. Thank you for the flame of hope, the heat of righteous anger, the warmth of compassion, and the fire of commitment. May they bubble the cauldrons of transformation. Thank you for oceans of love, rivers of connection, tears of relief, and pools of serenity. May healing waters flow over us and through us and among us, wearing down the sharp rocks of despair to bring joy in the morning. Thank you for the good earth beneath us, around us, and within us. May we take this clay and co-create a new realm of justice and beauty. Thank you for all these and more. We accept our gifts and commit to building, sculpting, painting, singing, and dancing them to life, to abundant life. So be it, blessed be, and amen. As we continue this time of reflection and prayer with the following piece of music, I want to invite you to think of your joys and concerns, knowing that you are not alone. This community is here to celebrate or support, depending on your need. If you do have a need, please reach out to Reverend Ellen, Kirsten, the Pastoral Associates, or fill out one of the cards in your pew and pass it along to one of the representatives of the church so that we can do our best to be there for you, extending light and energy to you all.
That off. This is electric. Does this work over here? Or should I go? I need to preface this little poem, not so little, but I need to preface this poem. A great friend, she was my manager many years ago, is very Christian. And I've told her that I talk about her here. She, will talk to God and says, and much, very much God and Jesus, and about the deities intervening in things. And I've told her I don't really ask any superpowers for that. I think it's up to me. But
she said something about God intervening, and I said, is God just for humans, or is it, oh no, everything? Well, really, because I saw on Facebook, someone said, oh, I'm so sorry, your faithful dog of nearly 2 decades died, but I'm sure he's up in heaven happily chasing squirrels. Heaven's not so good for squirrels, I guess. So I said, really, so God with no preference, not just this little planet, but oh no, everything, the whole outer space, everything, the whole universe, oh yes. Because we're pretty sure there's life out there somewhere. We may never get to it, but mathematical certainty, they say, that it's out there somewhere. And, oh yes, for all of that. Okay. She's very busy, I guess. We all recall, maybe we do, that a couple of years ago, it was in the news that these 2 black holes in space collided, and what it caused is something that explains something that Einstein said a long time ago. But this is a bit of a rant, and you'll pardon me if I use God a whole lot in here. Oh God of the 2 black holes that collided 2 billion years ago, but we just felt it now because it was so far away. And God of the 275 million or so stars that will be born on this Earth day, and again tomorrow. And God of this little planet with 8 or 9, this little star, with 8 or 9 planets around it, that, depending on who's counting, that hold us in. God of the elements, water, air, fire, and earth. God of viruses and bacteria and DNA, of photosynthesis and contagion and immunity, of growth and struggle, of suffering and surviving, of crimes and mistakes, of wounds and of healing. God of evolution, diversity, nature, and lately, humanity, of ideals and passion, of greed and dominance, of civilization, agriculture, industry, fossil fuels, and plastic. God of science and nonsense, God of truth and lies, God of war and oppression, of enslavement, genocide, the refugees, the dispossessed, the lost, the broken, God of hate and anger, and hiding right behind them, fear, and of amends and compassion, and of cooperation. This is important, of cooperation. God of memory, stories and lessons, of art and expression, of sharing and understanding, of love. Was love involved back there with the 2 black holes? And God of this world, are you the same God for this little group on this little part of this little ball that has brought us again the leaning away and toward the sun, bringing us again the seasons, awakening again that lust for life, adventure, exploration, risk, ecstasy, awareness, and aging, and enlightenment, where all our mistakes of the past become the compost for the fertile earth from which all is made anew. Are you still there? I know this is getting long. God of the senses, of beauty, of sorrow and elation. God for that one particular species with the power of language and learning, the power of vision and imagination to have created you in our image. It was the best we could do with our small minds. Who don't even know your name, we fight about that. Who in this last flash of time have come to some little perspective on the whole thing. We're working on it. God of the wisdom of matter and energy trading places, of big bangs and expanding universes, and benign lack of oversight and trust in the evolution of things, to have let us go here with Eden. And maybe the same, but different, on lots of other planets, around lots of other stars, in 500 billion galaxies, hundreds of billions of stars in each, 1 in 6 stars with planets around them. The odds are pretty good, God, of trillions of springs at this very moment. Thanks for all this. You know, I have that almost memorized, pretty much memorized. I just hold the piece of paper so that you will know I thought of it ahead of time. I'm going to say one more thing before we get a song in there. Several books have been written in the last few decades about, last decade really, a couple decades, about all the religions of the world, studying all the religions of the world, and they tell us that spiritual practice is good for you. Makes you live longer, happier, healthier. Any spiritual practice, apparently. The thread that goes through all these spiritual practices is gratitude for another morning, for another rain, for another time to be together. This is a challenge for yous, because we're not sure who to thank. I am delighted to work with Johnny and the choir here on one of my anthems. This was part of a musical that I wrote all about saving the old-growth forests. It doesn't exactly move the plot along, so I don't have to tell you that part. But I'm delighted this made it into our teal hymn book, or her book, or however we do it. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love expanding, the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings, in the oneness of everything.
Peace is in the dance of trees, who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived.
Trust in the song, becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now, to maintain the harmony, gives to us all lives worth living, for the oneness of everything.
passing years just might I know the faith that winters in the heart to be reborn in spring, to hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything. The oneness of
I've written a lot about the earth, a lot of songs about the earth, and and a lot of words that aren't attached to music too. I write these songs and I have words left over. Somebody has to get them. But you know, I've been doing UU services for 41 years now, almost every week since 1983. Summer, winter, because I get paid for this. So this has become a thing that I've done. I play at churches of other denominations as well, but this is my church. And I started at the tall, narrow Universalist Church of Norwell, Massachusetts, because my parents brought me there. And it has kind of faded away, but the other end of Main Street, the Unitarian, now Unitarian Universalist Church, is where everybody goes. I remember my dad telling me as we left the church, I guess hell had been brought up in the service. And I think it was in a song. And we left and he said, you know, we Universalists don't believe that a loving God would sentence us to an eternity of damnation and hellfire. And that was a liberating thing to find out when I was a kid. And that is the gift that we give to our children, to question this bombardment of common accepted knowledge. I don't just mean Christianity, because I grant many of those folks good hearts that, you know, people that say, well, apparently we used to be a Christian nation and we should get back to that. I can't buy that, but, you know, I think there's a lot of good stuff there. Jesus was quite an amazing character, real person, so I buy that. But these days, untruth has been sold to us. Millions, maybe billions of dollars are being spent to tell us lies about what is going on, to deny climate change, you know, to deny that cigarettes were bad for you. The same lawyers that fought for that are now working for the climate deniers. And I recommend to you to, not right now, but I know we all have an iPhone somewhere, or a phone right there somewhere. Google it later. The Atlas Network. Used to be something, the Atlas such and such economic something. It's just the Atlas Network. This is a think tank, along with others. A lot of money being spent to try to portray us, environmental conscious people, as a cult. And a dangerous cult. You know, cults, they're going to be armed. There'll be a revolution or, you know, something like that. That is really what they are preaching. And there are people that believe this stuff. You know, so many people probably just drank in "Lock Her Up" back when Hillary Clinton only won by 3 million votes. That's the kind of stuff that gets in our world. Lies, a culture of lies. And we're a small denomination, but we can do a lot about this. And I had this whole thing to read. I'm not reading it because I'm a musician first, and I'm going to get a song in before I have to pay you overtime. My higher authority says it's time to wind this up soon. So I'll just say I was part of making a big piece of music called the Missa Gaia Earth Mass with the Paul Winter Consort, and that was my theme for today. James Lovelock, the scientist, gave us this figure. He used the Greek goddess Gaia to personify for us, if I can say it that way, that the earth is one living being. So he used Gaia, the Greek kind of Mother Earth goddess, although she has her vengeful side in the mythology, to personify for us that this is one organism. We are one living being, this little planet. I remember saying this early on when we'd done the Missa Gaia at a general assembly. So a Unitarian scientist came up and said, well, I just have one beef to pick with you. And it said somewhere in the back of us, the Green Sanctuary books, it said, heal the earth. He said, see, you're not going to get anywhere with that. You tree huggers, you whatever. That just doesn't appeal to a scientist's mind like that. And I said, well, the earth is alive. And he said, well, that's open to debate. Oh, really? It is? And I just, I didn't know how to respond to that. Oh, really? It is? And he just waved me off and walked away. So that's what we're up against too. Playing drums and hugging trees in the forest and so on. I'm not one of those, and I'm rooted in science. Somehow we got to get this consensus together because we do not have much time. I read the other day that we have maybe till 2030 to save the ocean from being destroyed by the pirate ships and slave labor and the folks that are raking the bottom of the ocean and killing the ocean faster than climate change. We need world law. We need to speak up, and we need to remember that those other people we so vehemently disagree with are human beings and our relatives and our brothers and sisters. They're not an other. We cannot afford to make them an other. We have to interact. We have to take on reaching out to those folks. So what I had here, all this can be depressing, but I'll say what I got from the Gaia idea is the Earth modeled everything for us before we took our jangled masses of protoplasm and left the ocean and began to think we were separate. We had this model, a breathing system from the Earth, a circulatory system from the Earth, the water cycle, the digestion of the Earth. I know entropy, things break up everywhere, but figuratively we say they go back to the Earth and are processed. That system, I'm constantly changing places with that system. What I have drunk in the last few weeks is my eyes. What I've eaten in the last few months is my skin. What I've eaten in the last 4 or 5 years is everything, rebuilding my whole structure. So if you want to rebuild yourself as a Big Mac, you can. But I've chosen not to. And it's time for me to come out of the closet and say, I became a vegan a year ago January. For years I've said, well, I'm close to vegetarian. But what finally got me was not the politics, if you want to call it that, the morality of, all those cows are killing the earth and so on, and we're taking down the rainforests and all of that. That didn't quite do it for me. I had to learn what is actually happening in my body when I put meat in there. And it causes cancer, and it causes diabetes, and it causes high blood pressure, and all of that. But that's another sermon for another day. But I've come out of the closet. And we have one song for you. I still have to talk, but we try to make it a very musical service. Thank you. It is very therapeutic to drive a long way and get people to pay attention to you. So thank you for that. My wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. Through every fate and circumstance, may hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. May fears be turned with keen insight to wisdom for what's just and right. Where sorrow grows, compassion strong, and pains will pass before too long. May the bounds of our diversity serve a richer harmony. May courage hold your heart so true to smile on love when it smiles on you. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars, dancing in the May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. This is number 1059 in the Teal book. Did we forget to tell you that? It turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha. But I know we can do it in at least 2 parts if you'll self-select. You know who you are. If you can sing the second part, I'll show you where it starts. If you're unsure, stick with me. And may your life be as a song, resound. And may your life to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. Another last line, ever dancing circles in the night. One more last line, ever dancing circles in the night. When Wisdom was a striking young man, he met a beautiful woman named Love. Now, I'm not really sure who was the man and who was the woman. Maybe they were the same sex. I'd like to keep you, said Wisdom. You can't own me, said Love. but I love you anyway. What would it cost to know you'd always be there? Asked wisdom. Don't ask such questions, said love. Just look at the stars. Why? Wisdom pondered. Are they telling us something? Oh, chill out, chided love, which made wisdom happy in a funny sort of way. And so it was that wisdom fell in love with love and thus became truly wise.
It is now time to extinguish the chalice. Well, as it were, we extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to life, ourselves, each other, our community, and our planet. Go forward holding that light in your heart to kindle other lights along the way.
Together comes to a close and the service begins. Join us for coffee hour and analysis. Where's one?
Jim. I noticed that we're a year apart in age.
Yes. Hi.
I
Oh, yeah? The book made me older than I am. 1 year
well,
older.
it said 1946. I'm
Oh, that was
1945.
that's the later.
Yeah.
Earlier they said I was 45. Made me sound very
And
old.
we share another distinction. People look at us and say, "No, you can't be 77
I
or
hope so.
78."
I hope so.
I get that a lot.
Keep that illusion going.
And It was so great.
How do we run downstairs?